Hello, everyone. We are going to call the meeting to order. It is February 4th, 2025. If you haven't signed in the back, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. Mr. Fitzsimmons, can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Coffin,
Here.
Ms. Colvin,
Here.
Mr. Jacobs,
Here.
you have a four.
Thank you. Pledge of allegiance, everyone.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we have two meetings that we need minutes approvals for, so we're going to start with the special meeting that we had on January 21st, 2025. Do I have a motion for the special meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve those meeting minutes.
Excellent. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you very much.
And same with the regular meeting on January 21st, I'll make a
With
motion.
the revisions that
to
you,
approve those.
Yep.
Yes, with the revisions and.
then your second.
I'll second.
Okay,
Excellent. Everyone, aye?
well, hang on.
Yes, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't even vote on the first. Sorry, I did the.
Okay, so it will be the motions for the special, or accepting the minutes for the special meeting on January 21st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign. Motion is carried. The next motion is for the accepting of the regular meeting minutes for January 21st. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign. Motion is carried.
Sorry for that, Scott.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, are there any additions, removals, or disclosures from the posted agenda?
We have two additions, resolution 2025-19 and resolution 2025-20.
Thank you very much. Any citizens' comments? Thank you for
Why
attending.
do you always look at me? I just gotta look at you.
I try to look at everyone. Okay, moving forward, road department report. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, board. Let's see, just see an update on number 2. I believe you have a resolution on your agenda this evening for the salt bid program with Warren County. An update on the OPWC project. It is currently out for bid, and I have forwarded documents to the Warren County Engineers Office, which they are going to advertise on their avenues as well as they've got a list of contractors that they'll make sure that they have it so everyone has an equal opportunity to bid. Still working with Mr. Fitzsimmons and SC View regarding the timesheets through that program. Still got a couple kinks to work out. And then I did receive a complaint off of Valdosta Drive about a street light out. So I reported that to Miami Valley Lighting, and I haven't got the confirmation back yet, but they're usually pretty good about getting out and replacing those bulbs. That is all I have, unless you have anything to push out to me.
Do not. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Moving forward, fire department report. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. 78 EMS runs for the month of January, 19 fire runs, so a total called 97. Same thing, the same amount for the year. So, our SAFER grant is on hold, pending the President's executive order and the FEMA hold. So we got an email just the other day. They don't anticipate that it's going to, the Ohio fire chiefs don't anticipate that it's going to affect the SAFER grant, but we're still in that holding pattern. Our new nozzles have arrived. We're waiting on the new hose. You have a resolution tonight, the hiring of Rachel Salisbury as a part-time firefighter paramedic. She just went through medic school with some of our other members, and she comes very highly recommended. In fact, the chief of New Carlisle, where she's leaving to come here, said she is an outstanding pump operator, fire pump operator, so that's pretty exciting. The repairs to Station 92 have been completed. In case you didn't know, the back gutter and fascia board fell off, so they came and did that. Deaton Plumbing came out and fixed our water fountain that froze, caused a big water leak, so thank you to them. Attached to the paperwork that you got is the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding for Warren County Career Center for their training. There's two parts to that. One is to be a clinical site for their adult EMT students, and the other was to have their high school students come and do a week at a time at the firehouse. So they do a week in the firehouse and then a internship, and then they do a week at school. I put a hold on the high school students coming because we're just not there yet. We will be eventually, but right now we'll take their EMT students, the adult EMT students, but we're not quite ready for high school students yet, but we will be. So if you have a chance to look over that, we can get that signed and back to them. And I'll have another one for you, probably at the next trustees meeting for Butler County, for Butler Tech's program. And then I have inflatable boat discussion on here. We have that red inflatable rescue boat. Clinton Warren has expressed interest in having that boat and sharing that boat. They have rescue techs on duty 24/7. So like to draft an MOU because we just don't have the people that are trained to do swift water or water rescue with a boat, or shore-based rescue only. That just, you have to have, with putting boats in the water, you have to have a downstream boat, so you have to have multiple boats to do that kind of thing. So we're just not there. We may be in the future, but right now we're not. So in order to kind of keep with cleaning up Station 92 and stuff, we have to find a place for that stuff to go. So the John boat, the two motors will go to Gov Deals, and then we'll work with this MOU, with your permission, with Clinton Warren, and they'll take care of our boat and use it, and they'll be on our cards automatically. Right now we have Sugar Creek coming from the north, so then we have Clinton Warren coming from the south. So,
Okay.
and then I have my awesome PowerPoint presentation for the end of the year report, if you're ready for that now.
Is Rachel Salisbury, is she gonna be a driver, a pumper driver then?
She will, once she gets, so, as we hire these full-time people and stuff to drive in other places, we adjust our driver's training program, because they've got to send us their documentation from the other department
Okay.
that, they've gone through it, and a lot of things that they need to do for us is do drafting and things like that, because we don't have a lot of hydrants, and they may come from a hydrant area. So we go through that and we adjust it accordingly. So yes.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. Look straight out.
Two by two. What's here?
Something we could stick in Tracy's, or in Stacy's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours connects with most of the time, isn't it? typical, you guys just.
That's all right.
There we go.
Technology.
Yeah.
Every day at work, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Please do not attempt to adjust your set. We're having technical difficulties. We will be back with you in a moment.
This is where you fast.
Yeah, right. That was back when they played the national anthem at midnight.
Yeah, TV never stops now.
Yeah, I know, right.
So I get this.
I was reading through some
Mhm.
I get this.
findings from the 74 tornado,
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying.
and one of their findings was they found
tried
that
to look at
TV,
that.
like not in our area, but a little farther east and west, that TV stations were going offline because they used to, and not following
I haven't
the
given you guys
emergency
any
protocols to
because
say they were allowed to
because
stay on
we
without
have to go back
fines,
to
and
the
it blew my mind.
Yeah.
If you stayed on past a certain time, you got fined.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. We're up.
All right, so this would be our end-of-year report for 2024. Total number of responses, as you can see, was 1337, 990 EMS runs, 428 fire other calls. That does not mean we went to 428 fires. We went to 4 fires, if I remember correctly. So those other calls are fire alarm drops, cats in trees, people stuck, in
Lines down on the road.
lines down on the road, things like that.
So, I'm just,
I'm talking about ice every day,
Lines
I'm
day,
the wires
yeah.
down.
We're setting you up.
Man,
I even helped you today. Someone
yeah.
asked about there was trees hanging over on Old Stage under the power. I'm like, that's AES. So,
An old stage?
yeah.
Oh, now I gotta go look at
Probably
it.
wasn't good.
It's usually Federal Cable, is what it is.
It's actually phone lines, we go out there all the time.
Compared to 2023, 1246 was the total number of incidents, 864, 382 of those fire other calls. So that was about a 6.8 increase, a total number of 91 more incidents this year than last year. 45 more EMS runs and 46 more fire runs, which is interesting. Here's our incident call types. I know that's hard to make out, but that 68% is EMS runs. That's what we do most of the time, is our EMS runs. So our mutual aid totals, so these two are 2023 and 2024. That's total mutual aid, fire and EMS. And real quick, when you see that mutual aid received, that's when we call for mutual aid. The automatic aid is when that's in the cards or the CAD system. So the CAD system will either, on structure fires and stuff, it'll send whatever our cards say. And if our units are out, so say Squad 91 is out and then Squad 92 gets hit for a run, it'll see that, well, there's no ambulances available for Wayne Township, so the CAD will automatically dispatch another unit, so that's where that automatic aid is. The same thing with the fire. So that total is for both fire and EMS. So 2023, it was a total of 128 runs that we had mutual aid on. 53 were EMS, 75 were fire. 2024 was 139. 61 were EMS, 78 were fire. And so this just breaks down our total mutual aid EMS, 53 and 61. So I found it interesting that we got automatic mutual aid 12 times in both years. The percentages are different because we had 91 more runs. And so a total of 41 in 2023 and 49 in 2024. Our shoot time is that dispatch to en route. In 2023, your average shoot time was 4 minutes and 2 seconds. From January 1st to July in 2024 was 3:06. Remember, in July 1st of 2024, we started staffing that one person 24 hours. And our shoot time dropped down to 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Is that,
Cute.
is that shoot time for the medic or the first unit on scene?
First unit on scene, so it could either be that person in the utility,
Okay.
or if we didn't have the staff, it would be, they'd have to wait for that second person, but
Regardless, it's still good.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
This is our fire average shoot time for the fire trucks and how, there's lots of ways you can manipulate this data. So I went for engine 91, which is generally that first unit that's dispatched. In 2023, 320 runs, 3 minutes 43 seconds. 2024, 378 runs, dropped down to 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Here's the good news. 2024 grants received, we were successful with the load grant, the state EMS equipment grant. The fire and EMS training grant has not been sent yet. I'm very hopeful that we'll get it. I put in for 2 people for Tanner Schinkel and Brian Armold to be reimbursed for their training. The BWC grant, we got our new Lucas devices. I meant to change that one, a little slow. Lieutenant Patterson, stand by. There it is back. All right. Did our Marks grant, we got 45,000. And then Stacy let me know about the Karma grant for $1,000, and we got new personal flotations devices. Ours needed to be replaced. So total amount of grant money was $109,252. That could go down to $106,000 if I don't get that $3,000, but I'm pretty hopeful we will. So that was a pretty good grant year for us. Some of our additions, we added that 24-hour staffing. Lexipol policy and procedures, we got a new utility truck. Our new attack packages were purchased with that over art, but they're not in service yet because we're waiting on the hose and then we have to train on it. We got our new Lucas devices and our new video laryngoscopes. And our budget. And I double checked these with our fiscal officer. For 2024, we encumbered 1.3 million. We spent 953,000, and so we had a positive of around 275,000. So we were fairly fiscally responsible.
Yes.
So, any questions?
Oh, very nice presentation.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
I
Do you
mean,
see grants for 2025?
yeah. So they'll start opening up the
Yeah,
grant cycle.
okay.
They just opened up the EMS equipment grant
Yeah,
today.
do they do like new ones every year, or is it like the same kind of thing?
Same kind of grants, you just
Okay.
have to, so they'll put out a list of what equipment is likely to be approved, so, like, you can put in for anything, but if it's not in that preferred, like, if it's not applicable to
What they expect?
what they expect, yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right, nice, thank you.
Very nice.
any questions from? All right. Thank you, Stacy,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And do you do your fiscal year on calendar year?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think before it was,
So,
no,
Well, for ours,
no, I mean, I'm pretty sure,
His runs will go from December to November.
Yeah, the runs go from January 1st to December 31st.
okay, because before it used to be,
that's, well,
it was December through November.
volunteers because of the volunteers
Yeah.
system. That way they can get a Christmas check.
Mhm.
Okay,
oh, I see, you're closed in November, so you get to check in December.
okay,
Got it, okay, that makes sense. That's why I was like that.
It was all, I'll set one off.
Okay.
Okay. Moving forward, Stacy, voting report, thank you for your report you submitted, appreciate it.
Okay, so, just a reminder about the 2 upcoming hearings for the rezoning at 3200 State Route 73 for James Arnett. That will be heard here on Thursday night with the zoning commission, and then on February 18th before the trustees. The other notable thing, today I just finished reviewing the Settlers Grove preliminary plan, which is the subdivision that's going just west of Bentley's Possum Resort. It's 18 single-family homes on the preliminary plan, Each lot is 2 or more acres. So like I said, I reviewed that and it meets our zoning. So I wrote a letter for regional planning, and that will, the next step will be that it will be on regional planning's agenda later this month.
Any questions for Stacy? Hearing none, thank you again, Stacy, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Moving forward, the Administrator's Report, good evening, Gus.
Good evening, Board. Fire Department, we're still waiting on Ron Woodward to submit his final recommendations. That we thought we would have it by now, but there was a couple changes about a week ago, that minor changes, and he may have just been busy. Got an update?
I do, it's been sent to Kate Horvath at the prosecutor's office,
Okay.
she's got it, and then it'll come to us hopefully by the end of the week.
Cool.
Excellent. Good news.
Okay. Station 91's administration side, the HVAC new circuit board was installed. Air handler's up and running now. And we have a resolution tonight for properties that are up for sale. That are no longer needed for use for the township. And our PERP 300 AP report, they have not been posted. I have to get those out for the road garage, fire station, and here, but they are done. They're sitting and just need to be distributed. And then the Corwin Avenue bid advertisements posted on our website, and like Scott said, in other locations. Attended the OTA conference last week, so I'd like to thank the board for allowing me to go. It's quite informative, and that's all I have for right now.
What are some of the classes that you took and stuff like that there? Some of the different presentations?
Well,
Or what was one of the ones you thought was the best?
probably the most interesting was on the fire side,
Okay.
the difference between creating fire districts and different avenues of staffing
Okay.
and so forth. And probably, yeah, that's the one probably stuck out the most.
That's good.
I mean, I shared with you I was in the levy class, and that was a
Oh,
really
yeah.
interesting, one, I'm just piggyback off Gus.
Yeah.
Another one that I went into was just about, holding meetings and things, and it had some good insight. Just, some things about social media and record keeping, so we'll talk about that in business.
That's great.
No decisions need to be made, but just,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it, so.
Yeah, I think it's good that we go over and we have representatives go over there and bring stuff back. It's
Yeah.
definitely good. Very good. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So, any other questions for Gus? Hearing none, moving forth, Mr. Fitzsimmons with your physical officer's report.
All right.
Yeah, so they came and they've picked up our documents. SCView has picked them up, and they're on their schedule to start scanning in and getting ready for that. I had a brief discussion prior to going to OTA with the representative about kind of how to break them out, but I need to do a follow-up probably tomorrow with her, discuss that a little bit further. But no timetable quite yet as to when it'll all be visible from our end. Other than that, I really don't have a lot. OTA was a good conference, and I thought the omnibus bill 315, they had a big breakdown of that. That was interesting. And then prevailing wage was a very interesting conversation for me, so I can better understand that when we have to cross those roads. But other than that, I don't think I've got anything else tonight.
And that omnibus bill, we're not gonna have to advertise in newspapers anymore, correct?
Correct, you'll be able to do it on the web, but they said that if you have a social media, you have to do it both places.
Okay.
So we have to do it on the web and on that. And then when we do this, we have to get a screenshot, and we'll have to track that on separately,
Okay.
like a spreadsheet.
Is that something we can track in the DocuView thing?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah. I would like, I've reached out to one company that did the Corwin website, just to see what it would cost for them to upgrade ours or make ours a touch more modern.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, hosting is still the same way, but just revamping a little bit. So I kind of started messing with that, just to see what that would even look like. I know for the village, 2 years ago, it was $600 for them to revamp. Well, we didn't really have much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the creation of that, and of course, we used ARPA money back then to cover it, you know, because it's part of the communications piece. But I don't have any idea what this would look like, so, but I have to fill out a survey, and so I'll probably, I'll bring that before you guys whenever they get a quote together and look at that and see about maybe going a different direction, but
Yeah, that'd be good.
later discussions.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. So moving forward, we have old business, sale of properties. We're going to have a resolution here. Any other discussion regarding that from old business before we jump to there? Hearing none. Move forward, any other old business?
I don't have any.
Okay. So new business, questions, concerns for the bills? Any?
I have none.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the bills presented for payment. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're good.
All right. Okay, roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman?
Yay.
Ms. Colvin?
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
All right, this motion's been passed.
We'll move forward to legislation. Resolution 2025-16 authorizing contract with Warren County Engineers Office for the purchase of road salt. This is what we've been doing for years. It helps give us a better price.
Right.
They are
Pretty standard, I mean, same way, we recommending 200 ton, once again. That just gives them they add all the tonnage up, that all the jurisdictions that participate with the county, and that gives them more purchasing or bidding power or what have you.
So, any other discussions?
Have none.
Okay, I make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-16. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman?
Yay.
Ms. Colvin?
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
This motion's
Just
passed.
trying.
Resolution, it's passed this 4th of February.
So next is resolution 2025-17, a resolution authorizing an annual contribution to the Greater Warren County Drug Task Force for the year 2025. We have a contribution requested amount of $5,523. Any
Is
dis-
he gonna come in to give a presentation again?
Haven't heard, usually last year it was like a couple months after this was sent out.
Still,
Okay, Major Harris.
yeah, Harrison,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and pay it now, or just approve it and then hold the check until he comes?
We could definitely do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I usually donate annually to them too, so yeah.
okay. So we can go ahead and make the authorization.
Yeah.
Okay. So I make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-17. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Andy.
Coin flip.
Okay. Roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman?
Yay.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Ms. Colvin?
Yes.
This motion's passed this 4th day of February.
So next is resolution 2025-18, finding certain real properties in Wayne Township titled in the name of Wayne Township Board of Trustees are not needed for public use by Wayne Township and are unfit for the use for which each parcel was acquired, and authorizing the township administrator to initiate the process to sell each parcel and report back to the board. So we have real estate located at 9908 Cincinnati Columbus Road, listed. That is parcel number 06-21-132-008. It is 0.2473 acres. We also have real estate located on Lytle Road, parcel number 05-08-431-001, consisting of 2.1551 acres. We also have real estate located at 62 Main Street in the village of Waynesville, parcel number 09-06-2 227-030, and that is known as Outlot 1. We also have parcel located at 122 Miami Street in Waynesville, being parts of lot 7 and 8, parcel number 09-06-254-013. And we also have parcel located at 155 Miami Street, in the village of Waynesville, lot 8, Miami Square, parcel number 09-06-254-003. And our last one is going to be a lot at 165
Roll up. Yes.
Miami Street, being part of lot 8, parcel number 09-06-254-002. And this is in accordance to the Ohio Revised Code 505.10A. But we are making these decisions to offer these lots available to the public. Can you scroll down? So section 1 is the board does hereby find that the aforementioned properties are not needed for public use by Wayne Township and UNFIT, for which each parcel is required. The board does authorize Township to initiate the following process to sell the following properties as listed. And and we will be, the township will report to the board after sealed bids are submitted. We have a deadline for these sealed bids. Do we have a deadline yet, Gus?
No. The process will be, I'm gonna contact the interested parties on, take these kind of one at a time and get those individuals. And if I have
And that's
people
on
that
the-
are interested that the board may choose to
Not do a sealed bid.
not do a sealed bid, then I'm gonna work with them to see what they would choose. And if not, at least it gives them time to think about it, prepare an offer, if we do put it out for sealed bids.
Are you talking on every property or just on the few?
All of them, yeah, individually. Because they're all gonna be unique. The one in Mount Holly is gonna be unique.
Right.
The one at
And Lyle?
Love Trails is gonna be limited probably to 2 different property owners. And then all those parcels that make up the fire station.
I think the old road garage in Marvin's Lane that butts up to the old township building, that's kind of a specialty piece of property along with the ones up on Cincinnati Columbus Road.
Yeah.
The one out on Lytle, while it does limit, possibly the interest, I don't want to just limit us to focus on those 2. It's more about just being informative that, hey, this is going to go out, but we might have an outsider that could possibly be interested in it that we're not even aware of. I know, it could not happen that way either, but I don't want us to just be limited on that piece of property to those 2 residences or individuals.
Correct.
I mean,
But I think notifying those 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think you
definitely,
notify.
notify those 2.
definitely notify
personally.
everyone, and then anyone who has shown interest in the old firehouse on Miami Street, definitely notify them, but it's gonna be, in my opinion, open for anyone to buy.
I agree, on both of those.
So it should be.
So, which one are you gonna start with, Gus?
Our
haven't
decision.
chose yet. May start with 2 or 3 of them, and then just like I say, start off with notifying potential
Okay.
property owners to get some feedback from them and to give them some time to put some thought into it and figure out financing and so forth if they choose to put in a bid pool.
Okay.
So basically, we approve this tonight, that gives you authority to start the process,
Yep.
correct?
Yes.
And then you're just gonna be making, just make the comment to them, so then in the next township trustee meeting, that's when you're gonna come back to us with a sealed bid date, or any kind of other information at that time? Is that correct? What I'm assuming?
You may not have to have a sealed bid.
Yeah, correct, what I'm just saying is that.
He's gonna come back to us with maybe some dollar amounts.
So dollar amounts, and, probably won't do all these properties at the exact same time.
I would focus on, my personal opinion, I'd focus on Cincinnati, Columbus Road. I'd focus on the old road garage, the township building. Those are the two that stick out to me personally, on how the other two trustees feel. Those are the first ones.
They're like easy targets.
Yeah, I mean, then we can focus on Lytle, but the one on Miami Street, the old firehouse, that's the one that I think you guys are gonna draw the most interest. But it's also going to have interested parties have to be more, do some more research
Yeah.
with getting banks and loans and whatever else they need to do.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna take more time.
Good. I've worked with a couple of different people on that property that, don't want it all, want it split up, so it may take.
What about the, getting the deeds changed so that the gazebo's carved out and everything?
On that one, that one may take a resurvey and do,
Well,
deeds,
we have to do that though before we can offer it for sale, don't we?
if we choose
Yeah.
to go that route, yes.
So can we make the
that's gonna take.
motion that we're going that route?
Well, he's got the motion.
I-
This is the motion right
Yeah.
now. He can, if we're gonna go that route, and we decide that, hey, we wanna carve that piece of property out, then that's probably a whole separate resolution.
Right, that's what I'm
That we're
thinking.
gonna have to hire a zone or a surveyor to come in and do that, because that could take months.
But we have to, because we can't sell it with the gazebo, I don't think.
You could if you wanted to sell it, but it's
Yeah,
probably not right to though.
Right,
Yeah. So let's just focus on the
and
vital.
the easement also was the other thing for the driveway, right? The driveway
Yeah,
easement.
but I've got a report back from the prosecutor's office on it, and, the Board of County Commissioners will have to approve the vacancy of, you're talking about the easement for the fire station?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And he did mention on that one, the neighboring lot to the south does have probably a legal right to have an easement on that for ingress and egress.
But shouldn't we just have an easement written up and signed, right, by us? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine, no, you're totally fine, so I'm sitting here just thinking, is that gonna be a separate resolution that we give Gus the authority to go ahead and start reaching out to various surveyors to get bids to see what that's gonna cost? I mean, there's various ones in the area, but, that's a whole different.
Well,
Is it not?
It is.
It is.
I mean, yeah, it's a whole different
Yeah,
What
avenue.
about like Waynesville zoning?
that's one thing that I have to work on with that one, is if we do carve off, the gazebo and the front part of the lot on 122 South Main Street, then I gotta make sure that it can be zoned, or it's a buildable lot. So I'll need to go through the village of Waynesville and make sure that if we survey that off,
Maybe
that
it's
it's
just
their
scratch
scratch.
all those parcels.
Scratch it.
I mean, off this resolution
Oh, off the
here,
resolution? Oh,
right now. It's there, when we get to that point.
yeah.
Let's leave it there.
Basically give me authority to go ahead and start working on
You agree?
each one.
Yes. It's complicated. It's a complicated process.
It
You've
is.
got multiple properties with the firehouse, so we have to do our due diligence to make sure it's right, so whoever buys it, free and clear, there's no other things with the township, no other things with the new owner, right?
Right.
And like you said, it depends what they say down there, whether it's a buildable lot, if you can separate it off or not, or anything to that degree. And just gotta get the easement signed, so there's about 3 things we need to do with that property itself. Combine them, get the easement, carve out the section you need, get it surveyed. So we really need to really look at the fact of getting the bids for that survey and start moving on that process. That's gotta be,
You're looking at months. You could be looking at 5 months easily. So that's pretty good.
No, I think once you get surveys in, it took me, I'd say you could probably get it done in 45 days, survey wise and stuff.
So,
I hope it doesn't, but yeah.
so,
Do we agree as a board though that we do want to carve off that gazebo portion and do the easement for the back driveway, the south driveway?
I mean,
Well,
you
these
gotta-
are gonna legal
yeah,
rights.
you gotta do the
Yeah.
easement on this.
It's almost like a prescribed easement.
Yeah, but we have, I think it's best to put it in writing and have it recorded.
Oh, it has to be in
Yeah.
writing, yeah. So,
We're all in agreement with that.
uh,
Right.
It's gotta be recorded as such.
yeah, I think that'd be part of the survey and everything. So right now, we're probably gonna have a resolution 2025-21 here shortly.
Okay.
And not to muddy the waters any further,
Go
but what
ahead.
Gus was getting to, as far as the lot in Mount Holly, we need, quite frankly, I'm not interested in getting rid of that piece of property without getting rid of Mount Holly Lane. Because all that is at that point is a driveway, and that requires a sign off from the commissioners.
And that was in the fat chance department from the trustee's office.
Okay, so good discussion. If the commissioners aren't willing to sign off on it,
Then we're in essence taking care of a driveway for a resident, two residents.
I understand that, but why would you still not want to get rid of the property?
Well, as it is right now, we own the property, so it's fair and proper for us to take care of the road. If we don't own the property anymore, and
Okay,
we
I'm
still
with
got,
you.
you see where I'm going at there?
I'm asking for education, yes,
Yeah.
I get it.
So if we get rid of the property, we need to get rid of that little piece of road. I mean, it's only from here to there.
Yeah,
Is this something you plow, I mean, it's something you plow and
Yeah,
you maintain?
plowed, we chip sealed it, and yeah, it's got signs on it.
But it has, one of the properties uses it as their access point, and that's what the,
Well, both of them do for that matter.
I'll have to pull this up and look on the map and see what you're,
it's worth a drive.
yeah, it's worth a drive, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you're saying there's no, like you want the commissioners, anybody didn't sign off on it, they get rid of it.
Well, that's what the prosecutor's office is saying. I mean, Bruce is all, we've taken a couple swings at trying to get rid of those alleys at Middle Street and Main Street and Mount Holly Lane, because in essence, all they are is driveways. But Mount Holly is platted off, and there's lots on there that maybe someday they could be built upon, which then they would need access to a public road. But, so if you look at the piece in Mount Holly, so two pieces of property are using that little section of Mount Holly, it's only one, Mount Holly Lane is only one road, and it's about the length of this building. So one is straight in and one is coming around on the backside that actually fronts North Cincinnati Columbus Road. So we've taken a couple swings at trying to abandon those roads because they are in essence nothing but driveways. And we have been struck out each time.
Do they, and that's the only reason they give is because it.
I don't know, Mount Holly Lane, I kinda wanna balk and bow up on that one. I can understand on Middle Street and Main Street, but Mount Holly Lane, that little section of road, especially if one of those other pieces buys the little quarter-acre piece, and I think the piece across that road to the north, I think that's all one lot. I mean, I haven't looked at the auditor's map or anything like that. Long and short of it is as the governmental agency, you know, for that area, you know, are we gonna maintain someone's driveway?
Well, I mean, unless we could get some type of written, signed off form from the resident, you know, would they be willing to take on this? And be in agreement of us transferring that to them?
No, a give and take.
I mean, well, yeah, so that might be a negotiating.
Yeah.
You catching that there, Breen?
Make that part of your discussion.
Yeah.
that's what, we need to get all both those properties, willing to support a vacant exchange for that?
A vacancy of that piece of road.
I mean, we're not mowing it, they mow it and everything too.
Right.
So, it's just on our.
But, I mean, this in 2024 project year, you know, I did chip seal it,
Yep.
and we plow it
So
and
it's
treat
in
it.
great shape right now.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's perfect.
That's a good driveway.
Practically new.
That's right.
Okay, so we're gonna give Gus the authority to start doing his due diligence on this, so we have resolution 2025-18, I make a motion to adopt it, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman.
Yay.
This resolution is passed this fourth day of February.
Next is resolution 2025-19, approving the acceptance and hiring of Rachel E. SALISBURG to the Wayne Township Fire Department as a part-time firefighter paramedic. Chief's already talked about her. She's got good recommendations. Any other discussions?
Nope.
Okay, make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-19.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Kaufman,
Yay.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution passed this fourth day of February.
So we're gonna skip 2025-20 because we're gonna go into executive session. We'll just come back with that. Resolution 2025-21 would be a resolution authorizing Gus to, how do we wanna word this, to start reaching out to,
I think that,
That's probably
18 gives me,
pardon me?
18 years.
18 will cover that?
I
Okay,
just need to present, yeah, anything I do, I need to bring back to you for.
Okay.
Okay.
so anyways, we'll skip, we don't have to have a 21.
We'll have one next time.
Very good. So other new business, real quick, I just wanted to touch base. One of the classes that I took when it had to do with meetings and discussion was brought up about minutes and the record keeping of minutes. The presenter who is with, let me just make sure, Rooker and Graydon, he's based out of London. But he made the comment that townships can go in the direction of going towards a digital age, toward using a video as their official form of keeping minutes instead of having to use paper.
Okay.
And so it has to be adopted in a resolution. He said they're going that way. So just putting that out there.
So my only question would be, is I don't know if anybody asked this about, so if you do the media part of it, was there any other, like what about any kind of editing or anything like that? Like where it might stop and start the
It has to be the
camera,
whole
stuff like
meeting, is what it is, the way that he made it. He didn't come out say that you could edit or anything like that, but he just made it sound like
that?
that.
Well, I mean, you can stop it or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, the whole meeting has to be probably in an unedited form, I would say,
Okay.
raw content.
Yeah,
Then you can just use that as your record.
and then it has to be approved every meeting from the previous.
Yeah.
owners.
And they didn't talk about any form of media.
He just said video, so he said however you post it, however you keep it, whatever, but he said, you can go in the video format, so they written format.
We'll be looking at more.
So, starting
That's
out
pretty
there.
good.
My kind of initial thoughts are I'm not quite good with that in the sense people may not have, and they may not want to watch it, and plus with our new way, when we have this docu-view stuff, we're gonna be able to, it's more searchable, right? So,
So I mean, it's
yeah,
not,
I'm just.
I'm just sharing
thinking,
information.
Well, I know one of the things that my work has been doing is that we do Teams meetings, so it's just same things like this. And of course, now it's all about the AI.
Oh,
So I missed a meeting the other day, it was an important meeting at work, because I had other things happening at work, so right, we're all busy with everything. End up having AI, I went back and just let the AI went through it, and I could read what everybody had down in there, and it told me who the person was saying it, and it went through all the details. It was pretty amazing, it transcribed it perfect. And I couldn't believe it, and I
Yeah.
actually got something out, I didn't have to sit for an hour meeting, I could read it in 15, 20 minutes.
Maybe we could start AIing our whole meetings, and we don't even have to show up.
And that's a scary thought.
That was brought up.
Yeah.
That was brought up, no, you cannot do that.
There you go.
You cannot do that.
But yeah, that's, Very interesting.
So, yeah, that was the one thing I wanted to discuss and just throw it out there, so
All right, that's good to know.
nothing that we need to make a decision, obviously.
Yeah, that's great.
Correspondence?
Yes, have a, Warren County Combined Health District have the January edition, if anybody wanted to look at it. And also Warren County Health Department's quarterly report with all their statistics, licenses and permits that were issued. If you have to want to look at it. You already voted on the Warren County Drug Task Force, that correspondence. And then the last correspondence I have, we have a letter from Don Mayor's office, Beckett Mayor. We are part of the living trust of Vivian I. Frank, passed away in December. This is what I was working on with them last fall. Made some changes to her living trust, which is now permanent, and so whatever, there'll be some separations for the, basically, a third of it will go to Wayne Township Fire EMS, and then a third is going to another entity, and a third to another entity. So it'll be about 12 weeks before we know what the assets are, so.
Who's the living trust of?
Vivian Frank.
Very
Vivian
That's
spent
very nice.
probably the last, 7 or 8 years in Quaker Heights, so.
Very
I
kind.
have no idea what it would be, but after 12 weeks, 12 weeks is what they anticipate to go through probate, and then we'll know the amount.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Will this be a contribution, or is this gonna be like a trust deal?
It'll be split up, I believe. It will not be a trust, because, it's just a bit.
It's a
It's a
discussion.
bit, yeah, a bit for.
And I'd received a donation in memory of Glenn Smith from Helen Campbell. So,
Very nice of them to do that. Anything else? Hearing none, okay.
If I could, did everyone get the letter of thanks from the Miami Valley Joint Fire District?
He said he-
Yes.
It's in our, okay.
It was in the session packet.
Okay,
I saw it
Thanks
separate email,
for,
so
yeah,
sorry,
very nice letter.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was great.
I'm glad we could be of assistance for any time of need, for sure. So, nothing else? Moving forth, elected officials' comments?
I'm good, thank you.
No work sessions, we're gonna go into our executive session, personnel matters, ORC 121.22. G1, to consider the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, or compensation of public employee or official. And if a public body holds an executive session pursuant to Division G1 of this section of motion, and vote to hold that executive session shall state which one of the approved purposes listed in Division G1 of this section are the purposes for which the executive session is to be held, but not need include the name of any persons to be considered at the meeting. So this is in regards to the compensation or the promotion or demotion of the public official. This meeting will be with the trustees, the administrator, and the fire chief.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second that.
okay, roll call votes. Mr. Kaufman?
Yeah.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Ms. Colvin?
Yes,
Motion's carried.
7:49 PM.
Sir.
So at 8:40, we made a motion to come out of executive session. I made the motion. Ms. Colvin seconded. All were in favor. We are now back into back into regular session, and presented to us as Resolution 2025-20, a resolution approving the amended contract and Jason Warren Beckett as Wayne Township Fire Chief as originally set by Resolution 2024-20. Any other discussion?
Nope.
No. Okay. Make a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-20. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call vote, Mr. Kaufman,
Yay.
Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Okay, this resolution is passed this 4th day of February.
Okay. It is now 8:42. I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, voice vote, all in favor of adjourning for this evening, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, like sign, motion is carried.
Everyone have a great evening.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank you
attending.
guys. Yeah, appreciate it.